think it is going, so.
All right. Good evening. This is the November 18th meeting of the Harwich Planning Board. My name is Duncan Burry. I'm the chair. We're meeting at Harwich Town Hall. It's 6:30. If anybody is watching this live, please come down to Town Hall. We have a brisk and brief meeting tonight. It's being held in person, and so according to Mass General Law, we have to ask if anybody intends to record the meeting. No, nobody's intending to record, so I'm calling this to order at 6:31. And I ask you to rise and join me with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So we begin this evening with a public hearing that was continued from May 13th, 2025, June 10th, 2025, July 8th, 2025, August 26th, 2025, September 23rd, 2025, and October 28th, 2025. Case number PB 2025-11, SSH Port LLC, Robert C. DeMarco, manager, 1 Campanelli Drive, Braintree, Mass. 02184, through their agent Marion Rose Esquire, Singer and Singer Law Office, 26 Upper County Road, Dennis, 02639, seeks approval for a multifamily special permit and site plan review special permit with request for waivers. The proposed project is to construct a 28-unit multifamily structure and reconfigured parking. The application is pursuant to the Code of Town of Harwich, sections 325-51, 325-55, and Mass General Law, Chapter 40A, sections 9 and 11. Property is located at 606 Route 28, Assessor's Map 14, parcel Z18-2. The parcel is approximately 76,226 square feet. Parcels in the Commercial Village, CV, and Residential Low Density, RL, zoning districts, and within the Village Commercial Overlay District. The applicant has requested the public hearing to be continued to Tuesday, December 9th, 2025 at the 204 Cultural Arts Municipal Building, Auditorium at 263 South Street, accessible via Sisson Road. Now, since we do not have sufficient votes for continuation, I'm assuming that the executive authorization for this is the way to go.
Yes.
So I hereby
Administratively continue.
the case number PB 2025-11 for December 9th, no earlier than 6:30 p.m. at the 204 Cultural Arts Municipal Building in the auditorium. No motion needed? No approval requested or desired, or?
I don't believe so if you're doing it administratively.
Right. Administratively done.
Yeah.
Okay.
That takes us to item number 2 on this evening's agenda, which is a public meeting for PB 2025-35. Owners Richard and Laura Bernard and Rita M. Farrow. Rita M. Farrow Revocable Trust, through their agent Susan Ledoux, Eastwood Company, seeks an approval not required A&R plan entitled Division Plan Lots 4 and 5, Caldwell Lane, Harwich, Mass., prepared for Eastwood Companies by Clark Engineering, David T. Poole, PLS, license number 32662, to move property line between 25 and 30 Caldwell Lane, Assessor's Map 98, parcel A5-4 and A5-5. There are 2 existing lots, and the A&R will create 4 lots. 2 newly created lots are non-rebuildable and will emerge with a new property line. The property is located in the residential rural estate zoning district and the DEP's Zone 2 Water Overlay District.
Good evening.
Good evening. Would you like to take a seat at the table?
Certainly.
I think the camera will do better.
Oh, I didn't have my hair done though.
Well, and there's no tie, so.
These good neighbors were not mindful of the property line between their properties, so they located the shed for one property on the wrong property. Then I think they put a fence for the other property, also on the wrong property. So the purpose of the division is to leave the area of each lot in compliance with the zoning bylaw and just switch the ownership of that small parcel so that they don't have to move the shed, basically.
It's just basically a trapezoidal kick out, bump out.
Right,
So instead of the line going straight across, it's
It's
angled
this-
to, and then
Yeah.
another,
Yep.
kind of like,
Right,
so
so
you're
just-
just balancing out the total square
right,
footage,
just
right?
swapping small parcels.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll be conveyed to the opposing, the smaller parcels will be conveyed to the larger parcels.
Right, and there's a condition on the plan that they have to be conveyed to the adjoining parcel.
So was there any, would you like to give us the background on this
Sure,
would be
so
great.
I did ask town council just to verify relative to the zoning issues for the shed, and she opined that that is in the purview of the building commissioner and wasn't relative to the A&R. And the lots 4A and 5A both have adequate frontage, and that meets the minimum requirement for an endorsement of an A&R. And to change the property line, she did also highlight that parcels A and B are parcels. They're not actual lots, and
Right.
therefore they're non-buildable. And so she didn't have an issue with the existing property line still on the plan, remaining on the plan as is, because they also indicated that they would be conveyed and the property line would merge. So she felt that it was okay for to recommend an endorsement of the A&R as presented on the plan. And so, I'm sorry, so pursuant to Mass General Law 41, Section 81P in the Town of Harwich Code, staff would recommend that the planning board endorse the A&R as presented, and that we've noted that lots 4A and 5A do in fact have adequate frontage, and parcels 4B and 5B are not buildable. And the plan did indicate that both lots, that the plan highlighted that there wasn't a compliance of zoning, and this was merely just to swap the parcel to then correct the zoning.
Right. I mean, this is something, back in the day when we were doing subdivisions 3 times a week,
Right.
this was a common solution when things, when people weren't paying attention to the property line. So, it's nice that Christine now knows what we were doing back in the 80s, but, yeah, it's very simple.
Any questions from the board?
No.
Seems like it's nice when neighbors can figure this out and
Just
Yeah.
spots.
make it happen.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely.
So we don't need to close a hearing. Are there any further issues or concerns? I'd like to entertain a motion to endorse the A&R for PB 2025-35.
So moved.
Have a motion and a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Beautiful, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'll have this signed and ready for pickup tomorrow morning.
Beautiful.
Great.
I'll let Dave Clark know.
Yep.
Thank you very
Great.
much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
your time,
Bill.
as always.
So full equipment and shed, yeah.
So we have some small matters to attend to, kind of housekeeping with regard to meeting minutes, and also a issue about the
Capital
capital
outlay.
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 I was thinking
That's
outlay,
okay.
outlay?
What a strange-
Capital outlay. So,
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to adopt the meeting minutes of May 5th, 2025, May 13th, 2025, May 27th, 2025, June 10th, 2025, July 8th, 2025, July 22nd, 2025, August 12th, 2025, with the correction of Mary Albus, A-L-B-I-S, not
Right.
A-L-B-U-S, and August 26th, 2025.
Were there any other alterations that were reflected?
I made a couple.
Yes, Anne made a couple
So
in the
before we
five
before we
that,
do a second, I
Yep.
just want to make sure that we,
We're still in the motion.
Right.
So
Yes.
if there's
Still in the motion.
amendments we have to make, I can
Right.
write them down and throw them in.
so I was going to just pause on the May meeting minutes and do
Right.
June 10th, July 8th, July 22nd, August 12th, and August 26th, if that's okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's
Um,
great.
And Anne did have, in your packets,
Yep.
highlighted in yellow, did make several edits in each of the packets, if you want to take a moment to look at that.
Right.
And Duncan also had the two corrections, I'm sorry, in the May 27th. We can
Right.
do May 27th, it's the
Okay.
13th and 5th, sorry about that.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to withdraw my original motion. I'll just start from scratch.
So
Okay.
where should we start?
May 27th.
Okay. So,
July 8th, July 22nd, July 26th. Oh, is it this one on correction?
For
On May
Duncan's.
26th? Yeah.
Yes. Did
Yep.
you have, I didn't
don't
see
think I-
anything from you on
I
that.
don't think I had anything on that one.
Okay.
I
Yeah, that-
renamed
okay,
the
so-
files and sent them.
The only change was that was Wyckoff, and I just wanted to make sure that was searchable.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Okay. So,
And then there was we already noted the August 12th, and
August.
yours were, just very
Yep.
quickly, I wanted to ask you, you, in red, as defined by Mass DOT, top 5, this is, excuse me, June 10th.
June 10th.
You had 2 items, I believe?
Yep, there
Mark?
was one, so I took out a word on the original, and I changed it, it was also submitted, I think it was revision, I'm not sure, but it was an update. I thought was a more accurate
Okay,
Mm-hmm,
description, it wasn't a big revision.
okay.
And then this issue, as defined by the Mass DOT, it was a top 5 crash cluster.
Yep.
That I added, because that was my comment.
then we go to
Well, section.
July 8th, I believe, the next one.
Okay,
There were 2
July
here,
8th.
and that was the 120, and then the comment.
Yes, that one, I was going through my notes, and it said, and it may have changed, but there were 2 60-day terms in that
Mm-hmm.
first round? Okay.
Yep.
So so the properties could be rented 120 days total.
They could be rented no less than 60 days, and they could be rented twice in the year.
Okay, and that's, okay. It may have changed, I just wanted to,
Okay, that's good clarification.
okay.
And then line 122.
Yeah, I took out, because it was just a comment, right? That it was aspirational,
Yep.
and it's not, I don't think I think I made a statement, and I said it wasn't a statement, it was a comment,
Okay.
Okay.
okay? Oh, and then, line 128,
Oh, yes.
this was a hyperbole that I took out, because it was stated there's a dire need for housing.
Yeah.
I thought we should say as factual as we could, on that one.
Okay, so this is July 8th, and those
Yep.
were 2 changes then? So
Yeah.
in the motion, can we just make it so that the 2 highlighted changes?
should I just reference
Yeah,
the,
2
the
changes.
line,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd
you
be
could do it
great.
by, yeah,
like line 62,
Yep,
insert.
perfect.
Yeah,
the
is
lines
this
really do
correct?
help when we're trying to catch
No,
up.
I know, this is great.
Yeah,
Okay.
Then we move on to the July 22nd, which I believe is, I didn't see anything on
I
this.
think that was okay.
That was okay. Okay,
Yep.
great. And then August 12th,
Oh, 22nd, hold on, let me see. I have 2 22nd. Did you have one?
I had 2/8.
Okay, all right, so August 12th.
I don't see a yellow on August 12th.
This was formatting, I changed the
Oh,
formatting.
formatting, yeah. I saw the formatting too. Yeah.
I changed,
And the only thing that I was gonna say about the formatting is that
and Albus. is
some
here.
of them were in bold, I noticed, and some were not, but that may have been, I was reading it on my phone.
Okay,
So that could be like a formatting when you go to a mobile versus, so that was just a kind of a question mark.
okay. I will, on the formatting, I will reformat it into a formal set of minutes.
Yeah,
So with the planning board heading, letterhead.
Yep.
Okay.
and
when
this
these-
is Mary Albus, do we have Mary Albus's name spelled right on this
Yeah.
one?
Yeah, ALBIS.
BIS, and so we have to change, yeah, okay.
You know her from teaching?
Yes,
I
Oh,
bet you
good.
did, it's a small group, right?
Kit Kat Academy.
There you go.
Okay,
Well, were you there when my daughter was there? Like back in, like, I wanna say 10, 15 years ago?
It was 2008 to 2011.
She was there for a while, but I think she
How
was there
old?
at 8. She was born 95, yeah, so certainly 2008.
So she would have been in the upper school then. I taught 6th grade,
Okay,
so
all right.
I was in portables.
I think she was out there too for, okay, sorry, anyway, we're moving on to August 26th. And there are, there's
That the,
one here on 168, 167, 68, and I think we
I
clarified that.
think we clarified that
So
one.
there's no need, so we're only looking at May 27th with the spelling of the individual,
Name, yeah,
but June 10th and July 8th with specific lines, and then the 12th with a spelling change of the name. And that's it.
Okay,
okay.
So I think we probably can stipulate that as,
in the motion?
yeah, no more difficult than,
Just make the, reference the line and.
that would be great.
Well, let me get this in order
And we're skipping the 5th and 13th of May, so it's only the 27th.
here. Okay, I will make a motion to approve the minutes of May 27th with the name, with one change, the name should be Sandra Wyckoff. And then for for June, the minutes of June 10th, 2025, line 47 changed to an update, and line 103 changed to as defined by Mass DOT as a top 5 crash cluster. And on June 10th,
We just did
That was the
10th.
10th, do you mean?
Oh,
the
sorry.
8th?
Sorry. July 8th, sorry. On July 8th, 2025, change line 62 to parentheses, is this correct? Question mark, 120-day rental terms, question mark, close parentheses. And line 122 to commented. And the minutes of July 22nd, 2025.
Wait a minute, I think there's another one at the top, on July 8th, the top of the back page. The back,
Oh,
and we weren't gonna do the matter with the question
Oh,
about the
okay.
duration.
Yep.
That was his next.
And line 128, change that to need. That's July 8th. July 22nd. Approve the minutes of July 22nd, 2025.
Yep.
Approve the minutes of August 12th, 2025 with the change of the name Mary Albus to ALBIS. All good there? Okay. And the minutes of August 26th, 2025.
We have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
Any further discussion?
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously, great.
just related to those minutes for 1 second, Duncan. So in going through all that, I just found 2 or 3 things that VHB said they were gonna get back on and that never did.
Okay,
In the minutes, is this the appropriate time to bring them up or not?
Let's get it on the record.
Okay, so, this I think was in July 22nd. The parking spaces were not addressed. It was recommended to have a site visit regarding the traffic curve, and it was asked for at 6/10/2025 to VHB. It was related to the calculations for a left turn out of that driveway. There was a differentiation between the applicant and VHB about stopping distances at 30 miles an hour and 37 miles per hour, which was pretty significant in terms of the
It's a 22% increase in speed, right?
right, and it was the I don't think I have the right data, but it was like a 200-foot stopping area to an 840, and it's a very
Right.
short area, and it's within that traffic cluster zone. So those were the things that I found going through my notes that they never addressed. I don't know whether they need to or not, but just
okay.
trying to be as thorough with that case as
Right.
possible.
Sure, I'll go back, because I know the last conversation I had with Mike Santos from VHB, he felt that they had addressed, in terms of the parking, but I think for the site distance, there was a challenge that there were visual, issues on private property, and going back,
But that was the site.
looking towards Chatham,
Yeah.
and so it's on
There's
other.
like a hedge there or something.
There's
right?
there's a
Yes.
hedge and a very large tree,
Right.
but if you look at it, that's part of my walking route.
Right.
That tree is not the hindrance, it really is the curve when you get right down to it. So it's just to be thorough with that
Right.
case, because those were
Yep.
the things that we had asked. It was July 22nd, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Has that applicant tipped or revealed any thoughts about the upcoming meeting on the 9th, about their response?
I'm a little,
We
I
can't talk
haven't
about
heard,
it?
yeah,
Okay.
we
Yeah.
can't talk about it.
Okay.
And if
I just
there
wanna
are
make
any
sure.
updates, I will absolutely keep the board informed if there's any new information
Okay.
submitted.
Okay, I just
So-
didn't know if it's been a dead letter, but so there has been communication at least.
They have gone back to look at, I have reached out to, or Marion, their attorney has reached out to me. And there was also additional information, and I'll only say this because it came from town council on multifamily special permit
Right.
information from the state, and that they're instead of requiring a supermajority, that if there are affordable housing units included in a project,
But that doesn't apply.
municipalities, it doesn't apply as of right now, but she did ask, I did follow up with town council, and town council did provide more information relative to recent changes with Mass General Law, that if there are affordable housing units in a multifamily project, the requirements change, provided that 10% of the overall project is designated for affordable housing units, and that the project is located within a half-mile of a public transportation station. And whether or not a bus stop qualifies has been debated,
Right.
but I think that the state has been fairly generous, particularly with rural communities or smaller towns, that they may not have an actual bus terminal, train station, or ferry station, that a bus stop may qualify. So I will forward you the information I did receive from town council on that. But that does change from a supermajority to a
Simple
regular
majority.
majority.
Plurality, right.
Yes, provided that criteria is included within the project, so.
So 10% would be 2 full units.
Well, 2.5.
2.5.
Maybe 3, yeah. 2.8.
We might roll to 3.
Would the ferry count?
So that's, Route 28 bus stops,
Yeah,
and
right.
there is a designated bus station, I believe, outside of the Chamber of Commerce, so,
Yeah.
it's within
Okay.
that half mile, so that, I would, you know, for meeting the spirit and intent or literal, so.
I think we should
I'll
leave
leave
it
it
at that.
for
We're
council.
headed
We'll
into
find
bad
out on
territory.
Yeah.
The no need to deliberate on anything.
Yeah, we
Just-
can't do
Just
that.
curious if there was any communication, that was all.
Okay.
Would you like to talk about the capital outlay update?
yes.
That would be great.
Okay, so, I think this is my 4th year on capital outlay, so this is the time that it meets, it looks at,
4 years, I can't, it's
I
like, I
think it-
thought you
yeah.
just got on like a year before, last year.
I wish.
Just really quick, I do want to preface, this was conversation that I had with the town council relative to other options
Okay.
for the supermajority versus special,
Right. It's
Right.
not a-
regular
It's
majority,
just
so,
talking.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Yes.
we just have to be careful.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So,
So I think this is year 4. So what it is, and it's gone through a couple of things, you're looking at any capital expenditure over $50,000 outside of operating budget. So they're big projects, small projects. It's a 5-year look. The guidance this year is not to put anything new on, but everything new is on. Just, that's the way it goes. But there was a discussion at the charter revision or
Charter Review Committee, right.
charter review committee that was brought then to capital outlay to change the size of the committee. It's 7, and they wanted to put it in the charter to 5. So there was a discussion about it, and as your representative, I should tell you, I objected to it for 2 reasons. One, the quorum is then 3,
Right.
and you have millions of dollars
Right.
and you have 3 people who are able then to decide millions of dollars, and that didn't really feel right to me. Big, huge projects. So the bulkhead replacement in a couple of years is $9 million. It goes on and on, right? So 5 gives you a kind of breadth. Then there was a question about why planning was on this. They wanted more finance people. And I said, well, planning sees things in development 2 to 3 years before they hit the town, so that it aligns with your capital outlay. If you're going to build something, whoever it is on planning could
Right.
say, well, this is what's coming down the,
3 years downstream, and you're looking at the next fiscal year, which is
Right.
a year and a half. It's like,
right. so-
how was that received?
They hadn't really thought about it, and they did, I did ask them to amend the minutes for that one, so
Right?
that it's in the record, but the 2 things together, I think, made the case for planning, but really the overriding one is 3 people
Right,
to decide
right.
these multi-year, multi-million dollar,
And how was that taken? Or
they,
was it not discussed?
it wasn't discussed, but it did make a dent.
Right.
Because it really limits who makes the decision. There's
So they,
select board, finance, and the administration, so there's no outside view if you
Right.
do
so
that.
they didn't vote on that though.
No, the representative to the charter committee was gonna take that back. At some point, the charter committee will come for us
like a-
to
Good.
revision too.
It's like a triumvirate.
Right.
I thought it was too small a group.
Yes, I
It
agree.
sounds very sensible. If anybody hasn't seen the charter review meetings online, it may not sound worthwhile, or enjoyable or entertaining, but I assure you it's informative in the
Mhm.
extreme. And I thought Tony Schiavi's presentation, I don't know, was it back in September, late September? Outstanding discussion of the role and nature of that particular position, and that, of course, is coming up before the town, before the Board of Selectmen. It's certainly worth hearing what he has to say
It is.
and what their response was. So I just would encourage anybody who's got the extra time to listen. It's
And the-
informative.
I should report there are 2 things that have changed in the time I've been on it, much to the better. One is we're now looking at every project and then it has to have a source of funding.
Right.
So now we're gonna see that. And the other thing I give credit to Martha Donovan and a few others, they've pushed to the fact that we're gonna see the whole town's debt load, including schools,
Yeah,
so that you can really see what our debt responsibility is for how long,
Mhm.
what comes on and what goes off.
right.
And they've been working on that for a while.
That's
And-
excellent.
Yeah, and the last thing is, we do have a spot to ask for funds. I'm not sure when it's gonna come up, but I would strongly urge, someone has to make the case, it can't be me.
Right.
Um,
And will that happen in December or?
It has to happen in the next 2 meetings,
Okay.
2
Well, I'll
Wednesdays.
certainly be there to let me know. I mean, if I'm.
How do we do that? Because
If you
I've
could share the schedule or the
communicated
agenda
with,
on our, by the way.
I sent the agenda for today,
Okay,
or for tomorrow, excuse me. I can send it to you as
Mhm.
well.
Sure.
Tomorrow's DPW, again, needs a new building. I mean,
Right.
there's huge things coming down the pike.
right.
How much is that?
Ugh,
50?
a lot. And then the harbor, all of a sudden, we need a new shellfish building, and that's $2 million.
That's
And
awfully shellfish. Sorry. Couldn't
You
resist.
could miss that one.
Well played.
I didn't know we were doing shellfish seeding at Witchmere. There are 10 tanks, and they're growing all
Wow.
sorts of
Yeah.
things. But the building's 1930s.
Yeah,
It's, yeah.
right.
So DPW,
DPW, Water Department wants a building, a new building at the harbor. That's 3 right off the top of my head coming forward.
like a
There's the usual,
60 to 65?
oh yeah, and they just get more expensive
Yes.
as you go out. So the planning, there's a line for planning. We had talked about getting money to redo the zoning.
The zoning map
The zoning map.
The zoning map, and there's also a working group with ZBA.
Yes.
Yeah.
They want to extract anachronisms, things that are literally, out of date and are therefore in conflict with other pieces of text in the zoning and bylaws, as well as material that's in conflict with Mass General Law.
Correct.
And then there are a couple of items that I believe that are matters of kind of judgment that were just kind of arbitrary. We'll want to review those. So like, for instance, I believe multi-use has a 30% minimum requirement for floor space usage for multi-use. Well, the thing is, that sounds like a reasonable thing. It just is a thrown out a number, but what kind of developer or investor wants to pen 30% of their revenues on somebody else's cash flow? So the idea of bringing that down
Mhm.
to limit the exposure, and then those are the kind of things that were coming up. And so I know that you're probably on the point with Ken on this.
Yes.
Okay, great.
So it will be in the next 2 weeks. Our last meeting, we vote on the 10th. The joint meeting is on the 12th.
Okay.
So the joint meeting is finance, select board, and capital outlay.
So for the zoning map, I've tried to get quotes in terms of cost to update and survey the districts. And so I've been unsuccessful in getting a dollar figure. So I will be talking again with the town administrator, the interim town administrator, to
I think you could be like a
consider
lot
other
of,
options.
well, I think you can be like lots of the other projects
Mhm.
where there is a finger in the wind, and
Right.
it's
Yeah.
kind of like this. They have some information.
Okay.
The issue is there won't be money in an operating pool to
Right.
do this work. So the only option that I know of besides a grant is to put it in capital outlay.
Sure.
Okay.
So is the problem because Tying and Bond, they're like the monopsony, they're the only vendor in the market, right?
No, not so much tie and bond. It's just to see what cost comparisons for a project
Right.
of the,
So
would
competitive
be,
pricing.
so that we could compare and that I can budget for it. And then also, if and when a project is ready to be taken out to bid, or, you know, for the RFP process, it's always good to have some cost comparables when another company applies for it, for the RFP, or
Right.
response, rather. And we just have some, you know, some ability to either negotiate or have an accurate accounting of what the cost should be for a project such as this. And the problem is, I've been unsuccessful in trying to find that comparable.
Right.
It's so it's probably a law firm, correct?
No, it would be a
Engineers and
engineering
surveyors.
and land surveyor, but
Okay.
the actual work would need to be surveyed by a professional land surveyor, because
Okay.
they're only recognized in Massachusetts to actually do property boundaries, and in Massachusetts to have it certified.
Can we find out if some other community might have gone through this process and maybe get some comparables from them?
I checked with Mass Planners listserv, and there were 2 communities that were interested in undertaking a project such as this. And one, when I talked with them probably 8 or 9 months ago, they didn't have any information, and in the other town, I didn't hear back from.
So on a related note, and possibly something for us to consider for that funding slot, if it's at all possible, one of the presenters at the, was it First Cape Conference at Witchmere this summer, or late summer, was a municipal data crunching outfit in the Midwest.
Oh, for the assessors, yes.
And and so for the assessors, they do this kind of complicated way to,
Model it, and they model
well,
it?
to identify on a per acre basis our, you know, revenues. So which village
Ooh.
and which part of which village. At the same time, if we're going to be looking at that, and this is one of the things that I've been talking about with zoning, is we also ought to have a clearer idea of what are all the landlocked parcels that might be subject to development, and what are the constraints on and opportunities with the current zoning bylaws, and
Mhm.
how can these, you know, either be understood as developable or not developed? What are the criteria? So I think in terms of a planning point of view, if we're gonna be looking ahead and looking at, you know, the local comprehensive plan, these are kind of like the invisible pieces that when you start seeing a map, let's say, you know, just a simple map dimensionalized with you know, bar charts on a per acre thing, it looks kind of like a brush
Yeah.
with hair, with the brush at different levels. You can say, wow, I can see, okay, the lowest, the valleys are where we ought to be considering about how can we help, you know, the people who want to have higher revenues or higher or how do they want to protect this? I mean,
Mhm.
this is where I think the department, both departments can be of service to the town
Because we
with more
have,
data.
we have that history of somebody with a landlocked property come in and try to convince us to let them do a really long driveway or something,
Correct.
right? Yep.
Right.
Yep, so
And
those
that's
are,
coming up, and now I think we're already seeing more of it now with basically with A&Rs. Some of the A&Rs are just like reconfigurations because they're undevelopable. But anyway, that's just a thought. I don't know what their cause is, but I do know that firm is being has a bid from, I believe, Barnstable County.
Mhm.
And so if they're gonna do a countywide study, perhaps the town could like slide in as a minor participant and get some data done. You know, I don't know, so it's just a
Yeah.
possibility.
Okay.
I know it's hard, I just have watched people get sort of estimates along the way.
Mhm.
Right.
So it's really the permission to proceed,
Right,
and it's just how far do you want to kick it down the road? It's like
Mhm.
you want it
right.
in the horizon to be
Right.
able to do something about it. There's a lot of kicking things down the road, which is, are they important? Are they critical? You know, is something going to fail?
Something urgent, or is it important, or
Yeah.
both, or neither,
The
right?
need or want.
It's needs
Yeah.
and wants, and they
Right.
change all around. So, anyway, that's my report from Capital Outlay, and I'll learn more tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Just a couple of quick updates. The local comprehensive plan, we will, the interim town administrator has asked staff to send warrant article placeholders, and so we will need to add the local comprehensive plan as well as some of the potential zoning amendments. So I did talk with him about that, and also the working group, so I will hopefully be getting a memo to the administration and to move forward with creating a small working group.
Great.
And I know I've said that a couple of times, but this time it's crunch time, so it is my intention to make that a priority. The open space and recreation plan, I will be resubmitting that to DCS for final approval at the end of at the beginning of December, and so hopefully we will have that updated and an approval for 10 years. So more on that later.
Oh, good, that's a long time for that one.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Usually in the past they've been every 5 years, but
That one's moved to 10?
now they've moved it to 10, so which is great for us. In the final draft hazard mitigation plan, I did put that out to the town website. We have a public comment period to December 10th, and we are doing a presentation on Wednesday, December 3rd, at the Griffin Room.
Oh, it's 3rd, okay.
Yes. There's a mistake on that. It's actually December 3rd. And all members of the public are welcome, and so the planning team and the Cape Cod Commission will be doing a presentation of the plan, and hopefully if there are any comments, we welcome any input that the public may have, or any town boards or committees.
Will that be recorded via YouTube? Because I've got
Yes, it
committee
will be
meetings.
in the Griffin Room, so we
Right.
will have it
Okay, great.
recorded as well. And then it will go
It's
to
open to-
the select board to then, for their endorsement or their approval to then submit to FEMA.
Got it.
So this is also very critical to our community rating system, as the town does participate in the National Flood Insurance Program, and having a hazard mitigation plan is a requirement. So having the draft, we did send it to the panel that's doing our 5th annual review, and so we did get, so we are submitting our final packet of information to those FEMA representatives, separate from the hazard mitigation plan, so, or the draft. And public correspondence, we did receive a letter or a public hearing notice from the Cape Cod Commission that their Witchmere public
Oh, yeah.
hearing is going to be at the community center on December 16th at 5 p.m. And I believe that's a Tuesday. It's going to be at the community center in the multipurpose room at 5 p.m. Yes.
Okay, and I'm sorry, December,
16th at 5 p.m. And I believe that's a Tuesday.
we know how to really muck up the holidays with all of these big meetings, don't we? And that's the Witchmere, so they're,
It's the Witchmere redevelopment project.
right, and they're presenting to,
The Cape Cod Commission
okay.
as a development of regional impact.
Yeah, this is the return.
Yes.
Okay.
5:30 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
or 5 p.m.
5 p.m.
I'm usually good at getting there late anyway.
And
I don't need
that's,
to
I
add
believe,
more.
is in person only as well. It's not remote. It will
Okay.
be, I believe it will be videotaped, but I believe the meeting itself is in person only. And our meeting with, at the 204 is also going to be in person only.
Great.
Oh, it is.
Yes. Administration made it very clear, any meetings outside of the Griffin Room are to be in person only due to the issues with the audio
So it's
and the
open
remote
meeting law.
access.
Issues, I mean, it's,
Not, no,
Accessibility.
accessibility, and yes, so where there have been audio issues, council has opined that it's advisable just to do in person only, and administration has
So we should,
sent that to, has directed staff to any meetings that are not in the Griffin Room have to be in person. Do not advertise it as a remote meeting.
that's a change for us, for this.
It is, but it's a
Even-
change
even
for
here?
most.
No, just I'm thinking
no.
of our next time.
Even in
I'll-
the small
I'll see.
meeting room?
No, this is remote, this is fine. Anything,
Anything outside
outside of
the
town hall.
Okay.
sorry.
Interesting.
I think most towns have,
Gone that way?
Right, reeled it back in, yeah.
We've had to.
I think there's been an illusion that is, it's workable, just because the concept works great that everybody in their own workstation can do it, but a big room just does not work.
Okay, that's helpful. Thank you.
Anything else before the board?
nope.
Well, thank you very much. We have some Mylars to sign.
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Thank you for reading my mind.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Meeting is adjourned at 7:27.
Great.
17?
Yep. 7:17.
That's pretty darn good.
Good.
How's it